Hello, my loves. Welcome or welcome back. I hope you're doing okay. Sorry for being MIA for most of July. I really have no excuse other than I really just didn't feel like making videos, so I didn't. But I do actually have a big change in my journal system. I don't know what exactly brought me to make this change, but you will see I was going to say a new, but it's not very new at this point. But you will see something different, and that is an A6 book, as opposed to my trusty common planner, A5 common planner, that I literally just set up and then like 5 days later said, you know what, this is a bit too overwhelming. This is a bit too big of a page to fill out. And so I made the switch to an A6, which is half the size. And I'm not gonna lie, I am having the time of my life. It's not to say that I will never go back to the A5 common planner. It's very much still something that I have the option to go back to. And I'm definitely keeping the option there. I don't think I will ever be a one book for a full year type of person. I feel like I need that little bit of change, especially when things start to feel overwhelming and out of my control. The one thing that I know I can control is my books and my journal system. And so I end up making changes that probably don't need to be made, but in the end need to be made, to help me feel that semblance of control. Suffice to say, I am in this A6 notebook. I will leave the brand up on screen because I genuinely can't remember, but it is a lined notebook and I'm just about halfway through. But yeah, just a plain line notebook. And I do have some decoration, of course, but I will get to that in a second. So that's basically where my head is at, or where my head was at when I purchased this from my local stationery shop. And this one was like $8, so it really wasn't, it wasn't breaking the bank to just journal hop into something like this. Yeah, I'm already thinking about next year, but we still have so much of 2026 left that I feel like I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but like the Hobonichi releases start very soon. And I don't know, it's just got me thinking about next year. Planner season always does this, and I always change my mind about 12 times. But anyway, let's get into this book. As I mentioned, I do have some decoration. So I have this Sweater Muppet sticker that says, I am strange and beloved. And I have my Labubu tag here. This first page is blank. I don't really know why I left it blank, but it's actually the perfect opportunity to design some like archive labels and put that on the front page of this book. I have yet to do that, but it is going to happen. And then, like I said, I started this July 5th, actually. And my first page is just like me talking about the whim that I followed to switch into an A6. I wrote, and I think this sums it up very, very succinctly, I guess that the overwhelming amount of freedom I had in that book was just that, overwhelming. And so I started this A6, and I hope it can feel like home. And let me tell you, it's already feeling like home. I feel so comfortable and content in this. But yeah, let's not jump the gun here. So the next page is the same day. it's when I bought this notebook, and at the same time, I also bought Hunger Stone by Kat Dunn. I know, I'm late to the party, but I finally got my hands on a copy, and I'm very excited about that. So it's just me writing about my little impromptu shopping day. And then the next day, ignore this little ink bleed through. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But the next day I have some Megan Rhiannon stickers and some Black Grid washi. And I'm just journaling. I feel like something that has happened this year, and in this notebook specifically, is I have gone from having a completely separate notebook for ranting, raving, venting, releasing any and all emotions, to just putting it all in the same book that I document and archive my life. And so that's what this page is. I do like to have a little bit of decoration as well, which is why I have the stickers there, but you'll see that come up a lot, where I'm literally just like brain draining. And a lot of times, not gonna lie, it has not been pleasant. It's not been pleasant to be in my head at the moment, but yeah. Anyway, the next spread is my currently owned inks and my wish list. I was window shopping on the Wonder Pens website, and these are the 5 ink samples that I've settled on wanting to purchase for myself for my birthday. I don't know if all of them are going to happen, but I do think each of these colors will be a nice addition to my ink collection. And if I'm honest, like, these 2 are full bottles and I use them the most. The black Kiwaguro specifically is like my most used ink. But I feel like most inks, especially when you start collecting them, I feel like full bottles are not necessities. And yeah, I just want to start with samples and see where that takes me. And then if I absolutely love an ink color more so than these 2, then I will purchase the full bottle. But that's my approach to inks at the moment. Things might change, but yeah. I just have some more journaling here. Brain drainy situation. I have this, I don't know where this character is from, but it's this cat character knitting. I feel like it's from something. It has to be from something, but I just am oblivious or ignorant. I'm ignorant to that. But yeah, I found the image on Pinterest, and same with this one here. And yeah, just some brain draining. And then I jailbroke my Kindle. The biggest reason I did that was, actually there's 2. The first reason is to just step away from Amazon as a corporation. And the second and most important reason was so that I could have custom wallpapers. And so yeah, it was a process. It took me like 3 hours to actually do the process of, like, the actual modding process was about 3 hours. It took like even longer than that for me to actually figure out which mod to install onto my Kindle. It really was not straightforward in my head. Looking back, it makes a lot of sense that was the one that I had to choose. The one that I had to go with was the one that I had to go with. But for someone who was just like kind of thrown into the deep end, it was difficult to navigate. But I did follow Damn It Jeff's tutorial. I think it was the first one, because I do have an older Kindle. But he has 2 videos on his channel about how to jailbreak your Kindle. I'll leave them linked either up in the cards, the corner cards, or down in the description. Either way, if you're interested in going through this process, hopefully you have a better time than I do. But yeah, totally worth it. I think when I first attempted to film this video, I took you through a whole, like, this is what my Kindle looks like now. And this is the cool stuff I can do on it. But I will spare you those details this time around. And if you're interested, I can like show that in a vlog of some sort. But then I finished my 9 p.m. tank. This took me, I think it was on my needles for about 6 weeks, but the actual knitting time was only about 3 weeks. The fastest I've ever completed a project that wasn't an accessory. So like the fastest garment completion process. Yeah, it was really straightforward. It's a made to measure pattern with a lot of like modifications written into the pattern that you either can include in your own piece or not include. I chose not to include them, so I literally have a straight tube for the body, but you can do like waist shaping and all that, bust shaping, like darts and stuff, or not darts, but short rows for that. Yeah, really great pattern, very easy to read. Highly recommend if you want just a simple, basic, like square neck tank top. Really great. And yeah, I used Knitting for Olive in Blue Tit, the merino, and I'm wearing it right now. And I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it's really comfortable. It's like not too warm, which I was honestly worried about with it being a 100% merino wool. I was a bit concerned that it would be too warm for summer, but it's not. It is the perfect summer yarn. And yeah, I'm excited to use more of it, and I'm also excited to try more of Knitting for Olive's yarns. But yeah, that's that page. Then I just have this image from Pinterest and some more brain draining. Some more brain draining with a what's it called? A button beetle that I found on Pinterest. And then this is a picture of the moon from NASA's website. Really cool, interesting space pictures if you're into space. NASA, I mean, duh. But they have a lot of photos and videos and media in general that you can peruse and download and such. And yeah, just some washi tapes from Michael's, I believe, and some Amazon star stickers. And then I went to, this is the next page, right? Yeah, okay. And then I went to a local market. It was called Ye Olde Odd Fair. And I went with my sister, spent way too much money. We kind of accidentally showed up there. We really just wanted to go to our local bookstore, and so we did that, and then the market was open on the same street that the bookstore is on, and so it was an event that I wanted to check out, and I thought I missed it because the days got mixed up in my head. But yeah, I bought a few things. If you're interested, I will show you, but I don't have them handy to pull out at the moment, but I can show you in a future video. I also bought 3 books, these 3 here, Parade by Rachel Cusk, Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking, and The Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferrante. All authors that I have been very interested in, very intrigued by. I have not read any of their works yet. Actually, that's a lie. I did read On Keeping a Notebook by Joan Didion, and it was life-changing, very groundbreaking, in small ways, groundbreaking to my notebook and journal practice. But yeah, very excited for all 3 of these books. Yes. Then I have some more brain draining here with this rodent and star that I found on Pinterest. Some more brain draining as per usual with some Megan Rhiannon stickers. Some more brain draining. I actually bought some Kat Karis stickers. I've been intrigued by her artwork for months now, probably a year at least. And I've been meaning to purchase from her shop ever since it opened, but I just never got around to doing it or like deciding on which ones I wanted, which sticker sheets, which printable sticker sheets I wanted. And so I got the frames and the Cat's Faves, I believe, and also one of the border ones, which you'll see eventually. And I paired that with a Paper Haunt Moon Phase washi and one of Megan Rhiannon stickers here. I also did something new with this, and I divided the page vertically into 2 columns. Not sure how I feel about it, but it definitely breaks it up a little bit, and yeah, I'm all for trying something new in my notebooks. So that's what I did there. And then I went away to a cottage with my family, full extended family and all. So I have a couple pictures of that. So this is the room that we stayed in with a Megan Rhiannon iced coffee. Just beautiful scenery, the tablescape, the sunset, with a couple other Megan Rhiannon stickers there. And then, yeah, me and my cousins here. And on the next page is the next day, or like the day we got home. And I was just brain draining about how difficult it was for 2 days to not be able to to not have access to a printer to do things immediately. So I think for my next travel, whenever that may be, I'm going to look at portable printers so that I can print bigger images and print on the go. Yeah. Anyway, then I have some more brain draining here with this cat that I found on Pinterest. And something that I've really been liking doing is taking a silver gel pen and just doing little swirls and dots just to add a little extra to the page. I also do some lines, which you'll see on the next spread, I believe. And yeah, I have 2 other images from Pinterest. Another cute little plushie guy from Pinterest. I want to low-key try making something similar. But yeah. Oh, this is where I just draw the lines here with the silver gel pen. It just adds a little bit more to the page, and I like that. But yeah, it's just more brain draining. And then I have a quote from Ohad Naharan, who is the founder of the Gaga movement practice, which is a movement practice that I trained in school. For those of you who don't know, I have a fine arts degree in contemporary dance. And so, yeah, part of my training was in the Gaga practice. And I'm not certified or anything. I have a complicated relationship with it because it was founded in Israel, and yeah. But it is a brilliant movement practice. It has changed the way I look at movement. And so I just have some movement prompts here so that whenever I feel the urge to wiggle my body, I can go back to this page and be like, oh yes, I can float. I can draw circles with my finger or with my knee. I don't know. But yeah, this is just mostly a reference page. And then the next one, I went to a journal meetup, and the first scrapbook junk journal-y page that I did, I absolutely hated. So I covered it up with black scrapbook paper and put my name tag here. But yeah, this is just me writing about how much I hate going to journal meetups, only because I always forget to bring something. I always forget like a certain pen that I wanted to use, or a pencil, and I want to like sketch in some lettering. Or like I forget something really important like glue. Suffice to say, I don't really like journaling out of the house unless I'm like travel journaling. So I don't think I'll go to one of these again, even though I really like the idea of them. I like the community aspect, and I mean, it really does depend on who shows up, because I'm very introverted and shy. So I'm not the one to start conversations a lot of the time. So anyway, suffice to say, this is the like junk journal spread that I did, that I actually liked. So this is just some found ephemera, some like Christmas, I think, wrapping paper that I cut up, and a Megan Rhiannon moth, and a candle from Megan Rhiannon. And then yeah, just some brain draining. And then I have this image of bunnies, leaping bunnies, and some brain draining on top. And then yeah, another one of these characters, but this time sipping a coffee, because I've been so tired lately. I've basically been sleeping like 14 plus hours. Not at once, but yeah, ridiculous. And then this is basically where we're at. I have pre-decorated a couple of pages, just because sometimes I get in the mood to journal, but I'm not in the mood to write. So I just like decorate and then leave like a blank page. This is a lazy daisy, like it's embroidery on paper, which I thought was really cool. It's a kid's craft that I like made a sample for at work, and I liked it so much that I did it again at home. And yeah, it's really simple to do, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in this book. I'm just about halfway. I think this is the halfway page. So yeah, that's about 1 month in this book. So we'll have another month here. Oh, and then, sorry, I have decoration at the back as well. This here is an envelope that I've sealed with washi tape, and it has all my Pinterest printouts, and my little Polaroid template. And that I just like having it here for like ease of access mostly. So yeah, there's that. And then I have this two-headed bunny, which I am obsessed with, which I actually got at the market, Ye Olde Odd Fair. And then I have the Great Divide NoahCon sticker from the tour. This was my only piece of merch that I got, and I'm obsessed with it. And both of these, or all of these things, all of the decoration in the cover, except for this one, because I have multiple, are stuck in with washi tape. Just because when it comes to stickers like these that I only have one of, I get very indecisive and I can't commit to a certain place, especially when I've been kind of jumping around different books this year. But yeah. Okay. that is a little tour of what July looks like so far in my notebook, and kind of why I ended up switching to an A6 after feeling so settled in the A5 Common Planner. That's kind of why I made the jump. Not to say I'll never go back to this, but yeah, I like having the option to jump around. I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I will probably never find planner peace, and that I will always planner hop. I feel like this has been a long and rambly one, so thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me. I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are in time and space, and I'll talk soon.